Thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity to speak here today. My name is Kelly, and I am representing Michael Kotick, who is running for Congress for California's 48th District against Dana Rohrabacher. I'm a PhD student in environmental health sciences, and I specialize in environmental factors that affect women's reproductive health. And now I'm also an environmental issues and policy advisor for Michael's congressional campaign. I met Michael when I emailed his campaign inquiring his stance on scientific funding and expecting a cookie-cutter response from an aide. I didn't get that. I got an email from Michael outlining his response to me on scientific funding, and I liked his answer. And so I continued to be in contact with his campaign. That little gesture made me realize that this was a very different kind of candidate. This was a man that had every intention of working for the people that he wishes to represent. Unfortunately, Michael had a family situation that pulled him out of town this weekend, but I'm honored to be here on his behalf to share his views. So this is from him. I'm sorry I could not attend this remarkable event. Roger and I had a chance to speak earlier this weekend, and your passion for influence and the fact that you're taking the political process so seriously is energizing. Specifically, when we think about the environment and the climate, we have some important work to do when it comes to Dana Rohrabacher. We need to flip that seat, and fast. I've worked for several Fortune 100 companies during my career and managed billions of dollars over the past few years. And one thing I've noticed is how people, especially when they are fearful, naturally cling to the way things have been done, even when it means forgetting about the people and communities that got them there. It's true for businesses, it's true for political parties, and it's true for government. So whether I was working to convince large manufacturing companies to take on the challenge of starting the conversion to solar power or convincing CFOs and CEOs that they need to be good corporate citizens, my belief has always been the same. Responsible leadership pays off. Being conscious of the people around you pays off. And being part of the community pays off. These values have never failed me. And that takes me back to the moment I decided to run for Congress, the moment I finally realized that Dana Rohrabacher, many of your congressmen and mine, just doesn't share these values. We don't have time to wait for Dana to get his act together. He's had 28 years to do it. I was born and raised in Southern California. I'm the son of an immigrant mother and a Southern California father who has reminded me every day how incredible this country is. We all have the opportunity to start something, be healthy, work hard, find our success, and we need a healthy environment to support that. So when we finally do find our success, we can take a breath of clean air. And that is our American right to own and to defend. So when our congressman is so consumed with denying science, I mean, he is on the science committee, right, guys? So consumed with trying to convince people that climate change is a hoax, and so consumed with trying to convince us that CO2 isn't bad. No, it's not a poisonous gas, because plants need it to breathe. So consumed with trying to convince us that, nah, we don't need to spend money on pristine water. We just need clean water. What does that even mean? Come on, guys. It's time for a change. It's time for responsible leadership. It's time that we elect a representative that understands that climate change is real and that it has no borders, understands that the rising temperatures of sea levels affects our Southern California coast the most. And just look at the flooding in Seal Beach, flooding that gets worse every year. Understands that we need to commit to establishing ourselves as a leader in environmental action, and not despite economic consequences, but because of them, especially when Orange County can be the greatest income, can have the greatest income growth in this job sector. And understands that science and innovation demands our focus, respect, and trust so we can continue to learn and advance more. I could go on and on. But the simple point is that with actions like Dana's, and we just talked about the environment, do not get Michael started on any other topics. We can't just sit back and think that each one of us doesn't have a role to play and a responsibility to step up. I'm stepping up now, and I ask you to join me with your support, because it's time to flip this seat. I'm speaking for Michael Kotick, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you.